thanking me for the sideline pass. I know. Appreciate that. Golly. Wow. Okay. Ah, boy. A lot better now than 15 minutes ago. Okay. First off, thank you for that, family. First time I've ever had an applause at a press conference. Just so happy for our players, happy for our fans that hung in there, never quit. I've always felt the longer the game goes and we're in it, it goes to our advantage because of the way our guys work, and whether it's overtime or not. But, you know, I know at times it looked bleak and we made enough mistakes for 5 games, but, man, our defense just played a tail off all game, kept us in the game. Our quarterback, Nico, this kid got a lot of heart. You know, we were going back and forth trying to get a spark here and there, and then right at the end he played some great football, made some great passes, and, you know, I'm just really proud for our players. You know, it's hard when you have so many new guys and try to get them to gel as one, and we're still going to have, you know, moments, and it's going to be tough spots, but to come back after a tough week and to focus and to beat your rival when it looked like you weren't going to beat them, just really, really proud of them. I'm blessed to be here and be their coach.
So, Rich, walk me through the score in overtime, and score at the end of regulation, and then in overtime. I mean, what's sort of the process? What's the theory at that point?
Yeah, we just, you know, felt good with our red zone, inside of 20 play overtime. We work overtime a bunch in camp and had a couple plays that we ran there, but I think we just executed better. And we're hit and miss a little bit and still figuring some stuff out offensively. But I thought Big Ty ran really hard today. We went in our heavy package a little bit, and it took us a couple snaps, but we got it done. I think we ran the ball. I don't know what we ran the ball. Ran the ball better than they did, which is always a key to the physical part of the game. And they're an athletic and active team. But I think we were able to run it at key spots, and I think that was the difference at the end of the game.
Coach, with Ty, did he get much work during the week? I mean, did you think you were going to be able to use him?
Yeah, he's gotten a lot more work the last 2 weeks since he got eligible, and he was in pretty good shape. But, you know, there's some guys you put him in there, and we told him, and we had him, for a while. I said, I'm a big, strong back. You need to use your power, and he did today. I mean, he ran with a purpose, and I thought Clay Ash ran pretty well as well. So, and up front, everybody wants to talk about the O-line. That's a tough position to play, and those guys got a lot of pride. So I think it was good that we won it running the ball at the end.
With that jumbo package, how does one even come up dreaming up a play where, hey, let's get 9 offensive linemen?
You know, the genesis of O-line and D-line play is big guys moving other big guys against their will. And the bigger the guys are that moving the other guys against their will, the better off you are. So we have Donovan Haslam, who's a cheeseburger shy of 350. And then we put Chemo on the back. We put Josh Sosa in there, and he's 2 hamburgers from 340. And so we've got, almost half a ton of meat in there just to kind of move the pile a little bit. So we got some other stuff we can do out of that. But I know our guys love that. Our offensive guys love that package.
Coach, we went into use Rodney Gallagher a lot in this game, more than he's kind of been used in any game since he's been here. He obviously has the Western PA connection.
Yeah, Rodney is.
And then what does it mean even for him to get this win? He had a patch for his late mother.
Yeah, you could talk to Rodney about that, but he's a great young man. You know, he's a talented athlete. He's a quick learner. He's as got a good a football sense as any slot receiver that I've had. You know, just has a feel for the game, and so you'd be crazy not to use him. And we used him a lot more today, which we needed to. But even toward the end of the game, you could see where he was a dominant figure.
Coach, what does it mean to share this win with the people of West Virginia?
Yeah, I think I said it probably a little more emotional than I wanted to be, but to the TV thing on the field that, this state is full of hard-working, gritty, tough people that support this university, support this football program, and winning is important to them. And I know beating Pitt is really, really, really important to them, And so if you ask anybody in our state, it's a West Virginia fan, say, okay, pick a team you want to beat or who you hate. And maybe you're not supposed to hate, but anyway, there's a little bit of hate. But they'll say Pitt. So I know if you saw, how the crowd was into it today, even when we weren't playing well at times, they made a big difference in overtime. They made a big difference in certain third and fourth downs, and they played a part in us winning. And they played a part in us winning.
Atmospheric feeling since the last time you heard it?
What's that?
Had you forgotten what that sounded like, this atmosphere, from the last time you heard it?
That's a fair question. I don't know if I've forgotten about it, but I was gone for 17 years, so, you could tell when we pulled in. You could tell during the week. You could tell during the off season that this game was really, really important. You could tell on our man trip it was really, really important. You could tell when there were people starting tailgating on Tuesday, that it was really, really, really important. You know what I mean? And so, this win was for everybody that supports our program, that follows our team, and that it does count just one. Well, maybe a little bit more than one. So I got told the team, we start league play next week. We got to get right back at it, but we're going to enjoy the hell out of this one for 24 hours or 24 and a half.
A team that's trying to, by the way he played at the end.
Yeah.
What did you think of, how did it come together for him, and what was his demeanor on the sidelines?
Yeah, that's a good question. I didn't check his demeanor. I'm not really into, the Dr. Phil worry about people's feelings. You know what I'm saying? I really don't. But we rotate them guys just like we do in practice. And so there's not really, sometimes you're just trying to get a spark. Sometimes there's certain plays you want to run. And, I thought Scotty started off good. Then he had a couple series he weren't so good. And Jalen, to his credit, Jalen only got one series and he was okay. But then at the end, we knew we needed to throw more. And Nico's our best thrower, most accurate, most comfortable thrower. And he was really, really sharp when he had to be in the last 4 minutes. And that's why I'm proud. Instead of hanging his head and, saying, geez, I'm not in all the time, he showed he's a competitor and pulled us out of victory.
Coach, what went into the thought process of going with Scotty before Jalen? Was there any?
Because I'm the head coach and I can pick who I want.
Any more on that?
Yeah, I'm the head coach. If I wanted to put you at the quarterback, I'd put you. I'd be the dumbest guy on the face of the earth. But yeah, I'd be beyond stupid. But anyway, no, I don't like. I consult with my other coaches. Then I just, I'm getting to know our guys, and then I decide to put that. And it didn't look very smart at times. It looked like, I don't know about that decision. But
Still would have been worse with me.
That's it. Yeah, I would imagine. But I want it's as crazy as it sounds, I want all 5 quarterbacks that we're repping to almost like play every play even when they're not out there, so to stay engaged in the game. And I think they do that.
Rich, you said the longer the game goes, more to your advantage.
Yeah.
Did some of the tactics of the other team, you think that helped you a little bit in the end?
What do you mean when they were laying down and getting hurt? It was amazing how many guys got hurt. I'm really concerned. Did they got anybody left to play next week? Because there was like 2 or 3 guys like on every other snap, like just, bad hurt, like, and so I don't know if they went back in the game or they're in the medical tent right now, but it was like, you talk about bad luck. Have you ever seen so much bad luck that they've had so many guys get hurt that often? It's remarkable. So I'm just showing a level of concern for their health and well-being. What the hell was your question anyway?
Was that part of what helped you?
Helped us? No, it pissed me off. They got a rule that, like if he falls down hurt after they're ready for play, but you're not gonna wait for him to play, you're gonna do it immediately, right? I think that for their health and safety, they should have to sit out the rest of the series or the rest of the quarter. If we're really concerned about their health and well-being, and if you get injured, then sit out the rest of the series or sit out the rest of the quarter or maybe even the rest of the half. Probably wouldn't be as many guys get hurt. Just my opinion, but what do I know?
Rich,
You talked about the last 4 minutes of the game. For you, did you change anything up? The game that you called from the previous 3 quarters?
A little bit. I think when you're forced to throw, when you know you got to throw it more, you're going to call some. But also you're calling some things based on what you think they're going to be in. But the bottom line is just executing better, you know? And sometimes when you have your back against the wall or there's a sense of urgency, for whatever reason, sometimes athletes perform better. Sometimes they perform worse, and sometimes they perform better. And today, at the end of the game, thankfully, our guys on offense performed better, our skill guys.
What kind of explanation did you get at the end of the first half?
Very good. Not one that really merits any thing that I would understand. Like, I can't give you my total opinion because I might get fined. But even though they're from a different league, right? But I've coached a long time, and I have never seen a penalty not have a consequence. So there's a personal foul. It's either you're going to move it right then, which I think would have happened, dead ball, personal foul. The clock is up. You move it up 15 yards, kick a field goal. We're all happy. Or if not that, then there's some kind of explanation that they kick it off at. You can take it on the kickoff in the second half. To be just like, oh, it's a penalty, but we can't do nothing about it. Y'all been covering football. Y'all ever seen that before? I hadn't seen it. So we'll find out what it is.
Coach, last week with losing Jaheim was obviously one end of the spectrum. Ty's performance today, is it okay to anoint him as being the other end of that good story, or is it too early?
Well, I don't want to annoy anybody. I mean, Clay Ash played well. Ty did play really well. You know, we missed Jaden Bray, too. Jaden is a great football player and missed Jaheim. And so the guys that get an opportunity to play, that took their place, I think made the most of it, and I'm really proud of them.
Coach, you guys were real close to falling in this one, and it would have been obviously a devastating one. You pulled it out. Do you feel like the Mountaineers got it back on track this week after maybe having some questions coming into this week?
Okay, I'm trying to follow your question here.
Well, I just feel like a lot of people had like question marks as to what direction this team was going, an emotional win. Do you feel like you guys grew up a lot this week? Like after this game?
Yeah, I don't know what. I'm sure there were questions, and if we lose next week, there'll be questions next week, or if we lose 4 weeks from now, there'll be questions there. I mean, to our guys' credit, you know, nobody was happy a week ago, and they worked. Tuesday and Wednesday, I said Tuesday, Wednesday practice was really good. They stayed focused, and everybody's happy this week. If we win next week, everybody will be happy. If we don't win, everybody won't be. But that's the nature of our profession, right? So I appreciate your question, but you're not going to make me be unhappy right now. It's really physically impossible to make me unhappy for the next 20. No, I'm being facetious. If that's a big word for me. I was a PE major here. I'm being facetious. I'm happy tonight, and I could care less what the mood was last week. The mood is good tonight. Thank you. Let's go Mountaineers. Thank you.